Good morning, guys. This is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. It is January 27th at 6:30 a.m. and I wanted to go over a specific trade setup using the algorithm. It's If you'd like to just really quick, if you'd like to have a pass to the room or join the room, simply email me for a 3-day pass. It's tradeandperform@gmail.com. Um, so, in getting started, right? Here's the We're looking for a third wave, right? So what's the definition of a third wave? The third wave is bigger than the prior two waves of the same color, right? So this is an Elliott wave. We're not counting the waves. We're simply like looking at this wave. Is it bigger than the prior two waves? It requires at least, right, 3 bars. So it's this one and this one. This one doesn't qualify, right? This one doesn't qualify. But this one is bigger than the prior two waves. That's a third wave, okay? That's this wave right here. Now, there's several things that I can do once I have a third wave if I want to take it, right? Um, I can look for a power bar back into a power bar, right? So a power bar is anything with these little blue triangles on top. And if you look, this was actually just barely closed back in and I wouldn't have taken it. It was just not close enough. I want the triangle down to be, I want almost the entire bar to be back into this. So I would not have taken that, even though in hindsight it looks like a great trade, right? So now I'm underneath the third wave. Now I'm really interested, right? So there's two entries over here. First of all, right, on our process all by itself, a triangle down with a G, right? That's a B plus entry, right? The A's being the speed bar with a G, right? But one of the A plus entries that, as I was speaking to Matt yesterday, is the power bar back into the power bar, right? So we've got two elements. We know we're underneath that third wave. That's really powerful. It sets up big rolls to the downside. So if you look over here, right, you could have, so if you had taken this, you get a quit scale off. Remember, essentially that's a 1 bar stop with the speed bar with the G on it. The G indicates that it's in the Goldilocks zone, right? So that would be a quick entry. You got your 1 for 1 off, and then you got stop break even on that trade. Next trade comes back, takes out the power bar, and see what I mean by actually closes back into that power bar with a triangle down. And you might say, well, look, Simon, it's come all the way back. But look at the RR you got. This is off of 24 tickets, a really big, wide ranging bar, right? So that's 1482 all the way down to 14,154. It's almost 30 points or $600 a contract, right? It's a lot of money. It's a good trade, right? Furthermore, you know that if you're going to press this trade, right, if you're going to press this trade to the downside, you've already got all your risk off, and it could give you a wide rotation to the downside. So I'm going to do two things. That's a big tick chart, right? I'm going to show you the exact same trade on a 20 tick chart, a little bit smaller, right? It's just the range has gotten so wide that the 24 is actually working overnight. Normally, back before the range exploded, we'd be on a 16, right? So again, here's your third wave. As you can see, if you look back to the left, third wave eclipses this wave and this wave, right? So if you look, there's the bottom of the wave. We clearly close underneath. You don't get any, notice in this case, you don't get any G's light up till right over here. So what is this? This is a power bar. We get underneath. So there's no setup from on top, which is fine, right? No power bar on top. So to be clear, we get a third wave. And remember, all you need is 1 or 2 really good trades a day to get paid, right? So if you look, you come over, here's power bar into power bar. Your entry on this trade for me, it actually would have been this triangle down. Actually, it would have been the star, because if we look closely, I'm going to make this really big, right? Triangle up star. That's one of our A plus setups when we get triangle star to begin with on the 20 range. Here's your entry. This is your stop, right? So that's 14,188. Your stop would have been 14,200, 12-point stop. Your maximum favorable excursion before turning was 14,155. So that is 33 points to the downside with a 12-point stop. That's a 3-to-1 RR. Very good trade, right? If you look back over, and that's without putting location or anything else in the formula. So I want to show you the same trade on a 20 range last night. in early Asia, right? So again, Asia was pretty lit up last night. We were up 100 early in the session. So here's Asia, right? Here's my third wave. So if I look, just to make sure we got it right, this wave is bigger than this wave. Shoot, can't see that. This wave and this wave, that little 4 wave you can see down there. And I just want to make sure everyone can see it, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger at the bottom. So you can see there's a wave here, there's a wave here, right? Push up to the top, right? So here's your third wave up. We don't get set up within the third wave up, we just don't, right? No problem, you don't have to despair. So when you look, oh, excuse me, this is midnight. I apologize, let me go back. Before we leave, same trade, right? So when you look at this, right, here's your speed bar with a G on it, A plus entry. Again, I'm willing to lose money on that setup every single time. It's underneath the wave. From this entry, right, I get my risk off. And just between here and 12:49 a.m., right, that's a stretch from 19,323, 13,923 down to 13,881. So again, that's $600 a contract in that roll to the downside. And here, to highlight this so you can see it clearly, once again, power bar, back into power bar was your second choice there. You had a lot of good setups there. This was nice with the yellow bar with the G underneath. Again, this is star triangle down, but more importantly, it was star triangle down back into a power bar and gave you a nice rip to the downside. That gave you a nice extension. And if you look over here in early Asia, excuse me, there's early Asia. So remember, what I'm looking for is my third wave, right? That's what's really important in this process over here. So you got to go back and look and see, well, where did I get the third wave where this wave was bigger than the prior two? So really, this doesn't count, right? So we're going to start going from here. This is my first wave. It's basically the gap up, right? So when I'm looking back, and maybe I was wrong, maybe it was on a 24 that I got the third wave. This is my third wave here. Excuse me, it's not my third wave. Third wave, third wave, third wave. Wow. I may be wrong about the third wave. I may have taken this trade without the third wave. Let me see. I may have just used the wave to the high. And I apologize. Let me go back. Let's see. Third wave. Never set up here. Let's look on the 24 really quick. Thought I had it. I did short it. Ah, there it is. So see how it looks? That's why you need multiple time frames up sometimes. There's the same trade. That's your third wave right there. So this is Wednesday, 1708. This wave is bigger than the prior two waves, right? So remember, that means this is not my third wave up here. That's just the wave to the high. So this becomes my third wave. See that right there? And so what I used for entry there, so I'm looking for a way to get short in here because I know I've already had the third wave, right? I can look at here. So I took this trade right here, this G, and I got stopped on it. I got no scale and I got a stop the first time in, right? But then what's my next trade if I go through this in sequence, right? So I know that I've got this in extended territory, right? You can see the gray light up behind it indicating both strong trend and overbought simultaneously, right? So you've got to have the perfect setup up here to get your trade off. So here's my power bar, right? There's one here, there's one here. Here's the stop out, occurs right here. Here's the triangle down with the G on it, right? Back into a power bar, See ya. It's all over. It was just immediately, that was a 300-point trade right there. If you watch, it just kept going, right? And then if you look, once you're underneath, you wave to the high. There's the G with the speed bar. And again, this paid huge. There's another speed bar with the G underneath, the yellow bar, and they paid gigantically. So again, the process is really down tight. We know what we're looking for. Keep hitting those A plus setups over and over again, and we should all have a good day when we do that, right? It doesn't always set up off the third wave, but when it does, it can produce massive, monstrous results. This trade was actually worth 350 points. If you look at the roll all the way down, that was the low right there. And so, and if you look off the bottom, that same setup took place. Just to put in one more piece down here in Asia, when you're looking down into this point, this is a third wave. It never sets up off this third wave. But this is also third wave bigger than the prior two, right? So what am I looking for? Here's my last power bar to the left, right? So this is a little funky because the push up kind of came off one of these 4-bar sideways consolidations, but it's it's Asia. That's still valid, right? And then the next thing I'm looking for is a speed bar with a G on it. You get that right here. The G's are always underneath. G, speed bar, and it launches it to the upside. Again, the process repeats over and over again. You just got to sit tight and let it come to you. All right. So anyways, that's my 2 cents, guys. Let's go have a great day. I'll have charts up here shortly.